Members of a fraternity at the University of South Dakota put down their books for a while today to break a sweat to honor a fraternity brother who lost a battle with cancer.
That's right. Taylor Trudeau died of leukemia in 2008. And today, the brothers of Pi Kappa Alpha used pedal power to raise money for patients facing a cancer diagnosis themselves. KTIV's Sophie Wyckoff in studio with us tonight with more on today's Cycle for Life fundraiser. Sophie?
Yeah, since 2011, the Brothers of Pike have come together year after year to fulfill a promise that their fallen fraternity brother would never be forgotten. Today, they hopped on stationary bikes for 7 hours so that fewer families will have to feel the same kind of loss.
Biking for a cause bigger than just themselves.
I think that we should all just hold each other a little bit closer and use these events as reminders and just help out each other whenever you can.
For 7 hours Wednesday, the Brothers of Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity at the University of South Dakota hosted the Taylor Trudeau Cycle for Life event. They honored their Pike brother who passed away in 2008 after a courageous battle with leukemia.
Bringing awareness to cancer and leukemia, not only that, to remember his name, and it was just like a devastating event to where it has to be remembered.
On Wednesday, for 30 minutes at a time, these brothers pedaled stationary bikes. But this event is more than just a day on the calendar for these guys. It's a living tribute to the brother they lost. Together, they bike united by love and loss, driven to raise money for Cure Kids Cancer at Sanford Children's Hospital.
We chose Cure Kids Cancers back a few years ago when our brother's sister went to hospice, and she was up at, I believe it was a Sanford Children's Hospital, and then that's when we decided to all come together and do Cure Kids Cancer.
Cancer has touched the lives of many of these fraternity brothers.
It's important for me just because I have had family friends in the past who passed away as children from cancer. And I know many other brothers in the fraternity here who share similar stories.
Their hard work is paying off. Since the event began in 2011, USD Pike has raised more than $20,000 for cures and cancer research. For the USD chapter's president, the brotherhood they have built runs deeper than just a fraternity.
If a brother needs help with something they're struggling with, we're always here for them. Even if it has not affected you and you know that it can be impactful to other people, recognize it and do something about it.
In Vermillion, South Dakota, Sophie Wyckoff, KTIV News 4.
As of 6 o'clock, they have raised $750. When we get the total amount of money they raised in the 7-hour event, we'll let you know.
All right, KTIV Sophie Wyckoff live for us in studio tonight. Sophie, thanks.